This is Salamancer, and this demo man for Wet Puppy Kisses just remembered they left the oven on, and he's going to have a pretty warm house to come back to when this game is over. But for now, I guess he's just going to have to play through here. And that is actually Madoff. But the teams today, it's a Highlander game, are the Wet Puppy Kisses versus the Tryhards. And you can tell the teams, of course, by... well, you can tell the Tryhards anyway by their tag. Very nice of them to all tag up the same. That's an awesome thing to do. Wet Puppy Kisses, not so much. But I do think that we're going to see at least a couple of puppies here making somebody happy during this game. So far, though, it's looking like our red team has gotten there first with a very, very surprising amount of aggression. And that is, I played a match on Follower, a scrim. If you can get out there and get that point presence on mid first, you have such a huge advantage. You're forcing your opponents like back through these narrow chokes. And so already the Tryhards have tried really hard to get to mid. They've done it. They've won it. And it belongs to them. They gotta be careful. There are a few flanks that you can see people coming through. For instance, this one, I've actually seen soldiers jump up through that drop down to surprise a medic when you're holding over there. But so far, not happening. And now our blue team is having some trouble of their own. I think that's Thunder actually, so hopefully this doesn't completely break my computer. But the Tryhards are continuing forward. They've popped their Uber, interestingly enough, and are not really using it very effectively. So that was probably a little bit of a force there, and nice shot by Spectre. So it looks like the Wet Puppy Kisses are going to hold on to the second point, at least for a little while. Although this is getting dangerous here for the blue medic. There you go. That's Uber going off now. I was going to say that little grenade launcher bouncing in front of the camera looked kind of hilarious, but no, the blue Uber is off now. They haven't gotten a lot of kills out of it, but they did get the medic, and there you go. S-Dog from the Tryhards is now down. Looks like Scout is using Bonk here, and we are getting some people yelling over me. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hobo Ninja actually is thinking about, well, he was thinking about helping this back cap, and now I guess he's just going to go for a back kill. I have no idea. The Tryhards lose Gonad the Barbarian, though, which is one of the best names I've ever seen in TF2. The engineer for the Tryhards has gone down. So I won't be setting up any more of those mini-sentries for a little while. And Captain Mop is just getting skilled on by the Scout, Wet Cannibal. So Wet Puppy Kisses with this Scout here. Very impressive. A little bit bloody, but he definitely managed to take down a heavy in a fashion that I have only seen 6v6 Scouts really effectively do. Like in CVP, when we were playing against the actual 6v6 team, the classic mix-up team, they would get on top of Rusky like nobody's business, and he just couldn't hit them at all. It was just like the Scout was up in his face, and every time that happened, we were just like, oh, sorry, Rusky, you're going to die now. Kind of sucks. Well, anyway, the Tryhards are going to be hanging around on mid, watching these choke points very effectively, and this could end up being kind of a stalemating map just because these chokes are tough to push through. You have to get a neat little flank going on, maybe with an Uber, or maybe with a, well, maybe with a soldier or a pyro or something jumping up through and finding a hole, forcing the enemy medic to pop, or you know, getting a couple of pretty entertaining kills. So that's what's got to happen. And so far, we do have the Spy trying to make something happen there, but it didn't work at all. And now the Uber is coming in for the red team. S-Dog bringing his team forward there, and they've gotten 2 kills so far. Actually 3 if you count the sniper that's gone down. And Cannibal gets taken down as well. So actually there's like 6 players down right now for our blue team. That's not a great position to be in. Demo Man is still sticking up the point, but is it going to matter too much longer? I don't think so, as the Tryhards are now pushing quite effectively. The only saving grace here is that right now Cammy has 100% Uber and is situated down over here. I actually never really stayed there as medic, but that seems like quite a good idea for Highlander. You're a little bit less exposed to snipers and spies and all that wonderful stuff. Girardi coming down, and they could push him with Uber, but they got to be really careful about doing that because you don't want to, well, I guess they're going to, but they don't want to get back capped. So that is the fear. Might want to flash the Pyro here, who is looking pretty hurt right now. 5 health left on the Pyro. They do manage to get that Pyro kill up for a little while, but the red Uber coming in to save that point for the Tryhards, and they are going to be pushing in pretty darn soon here, if they aren't already. If this is, you know, if you could consider this a push, which so far with 3 players, I mean, it's kind of like a shove maybe, a little shove, not a full hearty push there. And they did have to back away from it because they no longer have that Uber. They don't have a lot of player advantage either. They're losing health rapidly. So, interestingly, the red Spy actually walking towards, I don't know, whatever. Normally you see him walking in the opposite direction so he can get behind the enemy team, but that is not what happened this time around. Hobo Ninja is just hanging around on the points, and very nearly got himself headshot there. But It's not meant to be. As Spectre actually gets headshot himself by Turbo Heat, and that could be what our red team needs to push in a little bit sooner than the average bear here. Hobo Ninja is going to have to decloak. He's doing exactly that. He's disguised right now as the sniper who has died and who will be up pretty soon. But here comes the Uber, and Hobo Ninja is now going to take this opportunity since the Uber is up to try and get a backstab. And he actually did end up finishing off Redman there, going for the cap as well. He's just going to keep the blue team kind of situated back there, leaving 2 or 3 players to watch, because if nothing else, what the Spy did is to prevent a counter push by blue. If you've got time on that point, you really don't want to push away from it, because it's the last point. You lose if you lose it, and if you just get one little chink in your armor, somebody will sneak around, give a back cap, and you're done. So they are going to have to stand back and watch that for a while. The Tryhards could be very satisfied with their positioning. They have just a slight advantage. And normally I've seen S-Dog run the crits like non-stop, but today he has been on the medigun, so that guy is, I guess he's turned over a new leaf in medicing. Nice shot from Spectre, and I don't know if I'm going to say the name of the person. Whatever, he took out Pussy Cocaine. That's what he did, and if you don't like that, you can just stop watching right now. Spectre, though, looking for the shot, and he takes down Woof Woof Dare as well. Tryhards losing 2 players, Scout and Soldier. Not a bad little combo to take out there for Spectre. Hobo Ninja now down, and looks like Crazy Erica jumped in as well. The Uber is in now, but this is probably a very ill-advised Uber. Wow, nice shot there. Piggy goes down, and S-Dog and his Heavy are now down as well. That when they pushed in with that Uber, they'd already lost like 3 players, and at that point it's just like, no, turn back around, force the enemy to pop, but then leave. And there you go. The Wet Puppy Kisses have managed to hold on to last for a very long time, 5-6 minutes maybe, and are now pushing forward further. Turbo gets taken down, so no more sniper that the medic is going to have to worry about. He's going to take Redman out here, I think, and no, he's found his Heavy behind him. Might want to get the heals on that Heavy. Possibly. Eventually. Maybe. Yeah, there you go, maybe. Maybe that's what they're doing. Can the Puppy Kisses push through these chokes, though? Right now, Doman is spamming in here, which isn't actually the greatest place to do that. You want to just be watching the right-hand side, as that is where most of the blue team seems to want to push right now. Here comes a little bit of spam, and there is an Uber. So yes, here comes the push right now. They don't want to pop this Uber right away if they can avoid it, because the longer you hold on to it, the better in most cases. But there you go, they've popped it now and are taking down a couple players, including the Heavy and Scout. The Tryhard pre-gamer is trying to find this Soldier, but he's not actually going to. And Hobo Ninja, meanwhile, does find his mark. Spectre is down. Gigs has died too. And look at that. Tryhards, they've lost a couple players, but here you go. That sounded like a crits, and that is exactly what it is. S-Dog never fails. Popping that crits, and he's laying down the stickies all over the place now. At the very least, they are going to hold off this this choke for a little while. So the Wet Puppy Kisses have that attack was just a little bit too wet and floppy, I guess. That's all I have to say about it. They didn't quite manage to get the kills they needed. S-Dog pulled out properly, got away to bring the crits right back in. Sadly, they didn't get the kills that they wanted, so it is going to be another little stalemate here at mid. Turbo Heat looking for a kill. Can't quite get it. He does just shave a little bit of health off that demo, but it's getting overhealed right back on. And now, oh, he's got a headshot there, actually, from the opposing sniper. And where is that sniper? That's the question right now. Up, right there. Once again, Turbo Ninja being a Turbo Ninja, finding that sniper and destroying him. So the Tryhards are going to push back in once again, as they've gotten a lot of kills here. Pussy Cocaine making sure that he... I can't even think of a joke to go along with that. The name itself is just a pretty good joke. So Cammy had to pop the Uber, and this is not the best decision here, trying to stay in with only 4, 3, 2 players left that you can really effectively deal damage with. Now they've got a couple players respawning and getting in, but can they stop capturing the point? Probably not. At least I wouldn't advise trying it. They do have a Soldier up here going for some hits, and their sniper's actually looking for kills too. Takes down the Scout once again. That Scout has been getting shot in the head more times than I usually do as a medic. Pretty surprising. But the Wet Puppy Kisses are back on last once again. This dispenser is sitting down here in this lower house. So I guess this is a very common hold location, or at least it's a popular one. I just said the same thing twice. But this hold location was something that we never did as our team, so if you're looking for advice on how to play Follower in Highlander, maybe this is a good hold location for you, as long as the enemy doesn't get the right idea to bring their Uber right out here and then just drop down in front of you and destroy you, because that could be pretty bad. But, I mean, so far it's not really happening that way. And Cammy actually almost has 100% right now with 150 health. So they are looking just fine to hold on to the point. Once again, it's just that you don't really want to be in that defensive position all that often. It's better to have your attacks always go well. Sometimes that's just a difficult thing to do, especially trying to push into a midpoint on CP Follower. By the way, I don't think I said the name of this map. It's CP Follower, in case you were wondering. I know. Oh, nice shot there once again. And 4 players down now for the red team. The Uber is just now finishing, I think, for the wet puppy kisses. And now they've lost a couple players as well, including their heavy, which is not a great position to be in, losing your heavy on a push like that. But there's only 3 left alive for the Tryhards, so they should be able to do something about this. Scoot needs some health, but he will get it. And this room actually looks a lot like the granary. This almost is the granary last setup, pretty much, with a little bit of changes and more wood. But Tryhard is now in a struggling position to hold here in the yard once again. And actually, you've decided not to do that. They're just going to wait for their blue team to push into them on mid once again, and then probably re-push around. It looks like, yes, once again, S-Dog has the crits ready to go. Well, not ready to go yet, but he's going to have it ready to go, I guess. Interesting choice of mini-sentry locations. I kind of like it, though. You can just drop one there and then run away as kind of a harassment unit. And this mini-sentry here is taking quite a bit of damage, so even with the Wrangler, it won't last all that terribly long. Wet Puppy Kisses pushing in through the left-hand lower side once again. And they've eaten some Girardi, but there goes the Uber. They've taken down, wow, quite a couple players here, including that Pyro. And there goes the crits, which is an interesting time to pop it, considering that there was an Uber. So it's probably a little bit of a forced situation where they were just kind of where they didn't want to be. Now, both teams have lost the medic, and it's going to be up to chip damage and whoever just, loses their players here, which actually makes the Engineer a very, very important class. Without a medic on the field, this Engineer can deal a lot of long-range damage with his mini-sentries, just keep dropping him down. He doesn't lose any health on his own, so those mini-sentries, without a medic to really heal you up and counter them, can be pretty deadly. But it looks like they're not going to be for the moment, and Tryhard still holding on to the middle point. This time they have not kept their medic alive, so they can't push all that hard. Where's S-Dog? It's like our blue team is still running that regular Uber. I'm trying to find, there you go. Yeah, Kritzkrieg for the Tryharders. Tryharders, something like that. At any case, they are trying very hard to win this game right now. I'll give you that. And it sounds like they want to charge through the left-hand side. Well, we'll see, actually, as they've got 60% crits. They are going to want to get in position pretty soon here, but Spectre takes down Turbo Heat. Not Turbo Ninja, Turbo Heat. Which, considering there's a pound in front of it, I want to say it's actually beat, but it's probably not. I think he's on a different team anyway. Tryhards now have 100% crits and aren't using it. So they are not really in a position to push forward and be aggressive, which is not usually how you want to play a crits. Usually because, I mean, they knew they had an advantage. They killed the enemy medic that came up around the same time. There's like a 25 or 30% advantage they had on their opponents, and they just didn't push forward with it. They couldn't find the enemy combo or something, but that's, they've just given their opponents an opportunity to get the Uber up, and this is what happens. Pretty much you just lose players, and the crits is completely worthless. So that is all she wrote right there. Although, a nice kill by... Who was that even? Piggy, I guess. Oh, don't turn your back on that guy. Now Heat's taken down, and it looks like, wow, it's like 4 versus 6 with Spectre actually pushing in. No, shouldn't do that. Realizes that mini-sentry is going to cause him some problems, so he's going to have to back away. Yeah, the Wet Puppy Kisses are actually... could end up losing second point here if they're not very careful about how they push forward. Nice! I love it when ammo gets blasted towards me. Spectre finds the Scout, and this Scout actually could have taken him down if he wanted to, but decided not to. Just trying to do some scouting duties. A slight Uber advantage for Cammy, and S-Dog is not building once again, so, I mean, regardless of the situation, you gotta build that Uber. Where is he right now? Might not have found somebody. Well, there's a pause, so, we'll, be right back. Whoa, okay, that's what the pause was for. Turns out that S-Dog must have dropped, and so I was hoping to just get his cam there. But as it turns out, that's not what's going to happen. So S-Dog dropped. He's going to have a severe Uber disadvantage now. As Cammy's pushing in here. Turbo's trying to do what he can. Oh, no! Cammy drops the Uber to the sniper that nobody called out, even though he was taking multiple shots. Normally, you hear a sniper rifle go off, and you're like, huh, where's that coming from? But that is not what the Wet Puppy Kisses thought, apparently. Instead, they thought, I wonder how we can lose our medic to this. And, well, there you go. That is how it works. So the Wet Puppy Kisses do manage to hold on to mid, and the Ubers are going to equalize a little bit. In fact, S-Dog is going to have an advantage. Oops, he's right here, actually. Let's see if we can't figure out what gun he's using. It's still the Crit Screed, guys. That's the S-Dog we all know and love. And if you haven't played like lobbies and stuff with him before, yes, that's what he does. He pretty much just like burns the crits non-stop. Considering that his playstyle and his team's playstyle seems to be sit back and let the enemy push into us most of the time, that's not the best idea, because you're basically just waiting for them to get Uber, and then your crits won't work, which has been proven a couple of times already. Nonetheless, oh, nice kill there by the Spy. Nonetheless, looks like S-Dog has actually popped the crits a little bit earlier. They're pushing through. They've taken down Madoff LF Scout, so that is the demo man. Means they can actually push through here if they want to. You just got to be careful that Cammy's going to have an Uber soon. And there's a sniper watching this. Oh, nice positioning by the Spy over there. The most try-hard pre-gamer as well. Doing a pretty good job. And there goes the medic-heavy combo for the Tryhards. They only have 2 players left alive, and that Pyro is, yep, standing in Death's Door. Teleporter right here, and nobody's noticed it yet, interestingly. Medic might have seen it? No. Okay. Okay, no, there's no excuse for that. That demo should have seen it. There you go! I think they figured it out. That's actually right next to their forward spawn because they took the second point there as well. So Wet Puppy Kiss is now already in on last. They've got Cannibal. Wait, I've seen that scout before. Anyway, they've got Cannibal doing quite a nice job of trying to get some time out on the point. He did end up dying, but man. Spy coming in, and that's not going to work very well for him, though. So the Wet Puppy Kisses attempted an attack, and instead of attacking, ended up kissing their enemies like wet puppies. So, didn't work. In the future, I recommend attacking instead of kissing. It's usually a better idea. Actually, if any of you guys ever go to r StarCraft on Reddit, there was a hilarious little caption thing where some guy took some screenshots in game. A couple of observers were like chasing each other around, and then one of them smooched the other one, but then a couple of stalkers came in and killed. It was so sad. I don't even know what made me bring that up, but if you know what I'm talking about, of course, the observer smooch, the forbidden love post on r StarCraft is pretty hilarious. And we do have a different hold position here from the Tryharders. They're holding farther back, of course. This is quite a common thing to do, actually. This is where we tended to hold, having the medic here behind this cover. Prevents snipers from being able to easily get in on you. The problem is that you don't have really a lot of presence over here on the right-hand side, and we've seen this, like, the sniper can actually just walk all the way in here. Spectre ends up taking down Turbo, though, and so the sniper is down for the red team for the moment. That means S-Dog... No, I'm sorry, for the red team. Yeah, S-Dog's actually in trouble then, because his sniper is unavailable to counter-snipe. And yeah, this is the problem of holding on the left-hand side. You don't have a lot of presence on this door. And actually, you may not have a lot of presence upstairs either, as the blue team seems to want to make an upward push. Scout blurring around with that bonk. And there goes the Uber. They've found a soldier, taken down that guy anyway. And now they've got a scout on the point. Pyro as well. Going to start air blasting people off of it if he can, but he goes down. The red Uber is just now popped, and we still have not had a single point scored this game, guys. It has been back and forth pretty much non-stop. Although it's a bit slower than your average 6v6, of course, but a nice backstab there by Hobo Ninja on his enemy Spy. So Spy versus Spy. We know who won that one. Hobo Ninja looking good. And then Spectre just says, yeah, whatever, guys. Okay, you can have your Spy versus Spy fun. I'm going to shoot you in the head. And a nice kill there. Once again, Cannibal seems to be the guy to watch here. He's taking a bit of damage. And wow, just barely dodging these pipes. He is still in on this demo man and has to retreat for now. Oh, man. Is he going to get the kill? Yes, he is. That's heat down. Cannibal finally dies to a shotgun from Gonad to Barbarian. But Cannibal is back there doing some pretty intense work. Got a kill on the sniper, no less, which is a very valuable kill. And managed to delay the demo man from getting to the point. So the Wet Puppy Kisses are using that opportunity to push forward. Not able to get the point yet because there is a lot of red team members in here. All of them trying so hard to defend the point right now. I'm not going to stop, guys. If you're wondering when is Salamancer going to stop with the corny jokes, never. Just never. It's not going to happen. Mini sentry in an interesting location over here. It's going to get taken down eventually. Actually, that last rocket missed, and so it's going to be Uber versus Uber here for the moment. With the blue team in kind of a bad position, they lose their medic, so the red Uber was popped quite a bit later. But the thing is, oh, I thought they were going to lose their heavy, and then, well, but the thing is, they actually hold on to the second point just fine. because they popped their Uber so much later and got the rest of their reinforcements in. So well done, well done. There's a couple players there, but the Tryharders, yeah, have way more players up than the Puppy Kisses right now. So this demo, it shouldn't have been there. Just shouldn't have been there. Maybe should have like sticky jumped away a lot earlier, because now, oh man, blue team is in such trouble, losing players all over, and they really can't get together. This is the problem with Highlander. If you start losing positioning and you can't fall back to a proper hold spot, then you are just going to lose player after player to 2 or 3 enemy players that keep finding you scattered and one at a time, and that is just very, very bad for your ability to hold anything. Spy taking a little bit of overheal there from the red medic, and now is going to try and sneak in and get the medic kill. Maybe just go for the pyro instead, as he just expertly dodged a very flame-happy pyro here. What is he disguised as? Something very slow. Demo Man. Yeah, he is disguised as something that has quite a slow move speed. It keeps going for this stab on the pyro. Not going to get it. But no. Yeah, okay, he got away from that. Using the dead ringer now. So the Tryharders, we're trying to push on to the second point. They probably still can, which to them is the fourth. Whatever. They probably still can, as they've got way more players up right now. And there goes Scoot and Madoff. Gigs as well, so that's 3 more down. Well, Cammy has 100% Uber, but you don't want to be standing out here against like an entire enemy team with just that. Good kill on Pussy Cocaine once again. Spectre getting a couple of headshots there, so the enemy sniper's down as well. Tryharders. But still, look how many players left alive for the Wet Puppy Kisses. There's just 4 of them. They've got an Uber, so they can hold their last point with it, but it's going to get forced here pretty soon. Almost positively. You'd think that the Tryharders would realize they had a huge player advantage to push in on that, but I guess they're not going to. They're just going to wait for their medic to get up here. And it seems like their medic is, once again, not healing anybody. So this is a problem with communication, usually. Your medic is going to say, hey, I'm up in like 5 seconds, or I'm up in 10 seconds. And then you're supposed to have, like your soldier, your demo man, your heavy. Somebody's supposed to come back and say, hey, let's start healing right as soon as you get out of spawn. And that didn't happen. So they're going to have to waste a lot of time off the clock. As a result, the blue team is going to have a very well set up defense, a mini sentry, of course, but the medic actually in a really nice defensive location here in this little garage with heavy and pyro, so they'll be able to air blast enemy Ubers away, keep the spies away from the medic. They will not get sniped at all. I do like that position. I do like it. The only thing is that it gives you, your medic and your heavy pretty much tunnel vision, so you have to rely on good communication from the rest of your team. Looks like that's what they're going to get, though, as Hobo Ninja actually goes down to Cannibal, who is still being an extraordinary scout. There's a sticky trap above the left-hand door. Where is the red team? Seems like they're all upstairs, ready to push in right now, and they are going to immediately jump in and try to pop the Uber, whatever, from the Wet Puppy Kisses. Meanwhile, they've got somebody on the point, and they are going to get the capture. This is, I actually like that. That was a really, really good tactical play there from the Tryhards. They realize, hey, you know what? Their Pyro and Heavy and probably a couple other classes are sitting just like right beneath us in this little garage, and if we just Uber a Pyro into them and keep air blasting them, they can't stop us from capping the point. So that's what they did. They just Uber a Pyro, everybody else goes in and death matches the rest of the un-Ubered classes outside, so of course we've just found another downside, I guess, to holding where the Puppy Kisses were holding, which is that you can't defend the point all that well when you're being air blasted like that. So pretty crazy. And yes, my stream chat is telling me my favorite position is in the garage. Kind of hilarious, but I don't know anymore. There is no one really expertly good position on follow or last to defend properly. Piggy doing his best to take down a Pyro, which is a tough thing to do when you're a demo man, I gotta say. I mean, if your stickies aren't laid just right, that Pyro is going to dodge them, and then you're going to be burned to death. Not a fun position to be in, but Tryhards once again getting on to the middle point. And what are you doing? Popping Uber, that almost could have been a mistake. I'm hoping it was a mistake, because I did not see the reason for popping the Uber there, but there you go. That's a problem that now the Tryharders are going to take advantage of. They know the enemy popped the Uber. They're going to push in right away. And, oh, what is the medic doing here? Going to get caught out, and so lucky you are not dead, Cammy. So lucky right now. So the Tryhards cap second once again. Spy over here. Nobody's spotted him out yet. That's going to be that they should know. There he goes. One more spy for the moment. So there's 3 down right now for the blue team, and the Wet Puppy Kisses are as cute as they are. seem to be having some trouble defending. And I think they realized, oh man, that's actually a really good strategy their opponents used, so we're going to leave our medic in a different place this time. Or at least they were, but no, back into the garage they go. So the question is now, are the Tryhards going to do that again? The same strat that won it for them last time. Let's find the Pyro. That is going to be our man to watch here as S-Dog gets closer and closer to 100%. The Pyro is actually going to be instrumental in this attack. Crazy Erica. Here they go. They are going to go upstairs once again. They know where their opponents are holding, or at least they think they know. And here comes the Uber right away. They don't want to deal with that. And there you go. Immediately, Erica trying to light the medic, going for that. This time the medic actually gets out of the garage, but is still far away from the point. There's a heavy on it right now. The soldier guarding, and a demo as well. Now the Uber is just fading away here. And no, there you go. Once again, a very good push from the Tryhards. And it seems like the wet puppy kisses are having some second thoughts now. How much time is left here? 4 minutes, 24 seconds. So in this half, anyway, about 4.5 minutes to go. It's going to require some very quick pushing from either team to get up to another point. And, oh, sorry, Miss Piggy here. Miss Piggy, whatever. Piggy. I'm not going to do a Miss Piggy voice. I was thinking about it. I'm not going to. Piggy, though, doing a pretty good rollout. I think he got there before as opposing Demo Man, but this time around he is taken out. And now the Puppy Kisses are getting aggressive at mid. Should be able to take down this heavy, actually. There he goes. And S-Dog just gets backstabbed, so this is looking like a really good mid-fight here for our blue team. Spectre finds a soldier. Can't quite take him down yet, but let's make sure he actually... There you go, he gets taken down anyway by Scoot, who then gets sniped by Turbo. So Spectre has found him, and he's just going to chase him down with the SMG, interestingly enough. Nice, I like that. Playing it like Call of Duty up in here. Point not captured yet, and there's probably about 3 minutes left to go as Spectre is trying to take a shot at this demo. If you can't get the demo, of course, then there's probably going to be sticky traps above this door, and that's just going to slow down his team. He does see that engineer. Oh, look at that. Juked. Spectre just got juked. So there is 100% Uber from Cammy. They are going to push in with it pretty soon, and they might just go straight through the choke and not worry about Ubering, or, well, they will Uber. I mean, not worry about losing their advantage, because they do need to get a point, and they need to get it quickly. If they can push in and find S-Dog, maybe? Yes! Oh, man, they went upper. They could have actually found the enemy medic, but the Pyro is blasting that away. Very nicely done. Now, the heavy's down, but there's no sniper or scout right now for the wet puppy kisses. Oh, sorry. My voice already. And a good stab by Hobo Ninja could slow this down enough that the wet puppy kisses won't be able to get the last point in time. There is about 2.5 minutes left, so they are going to have to hold for quite a while. But this is this like the first opportunity, maybe the second opportunity that these puppies have had to get onto that last point and secure a round. So we'll find out whether they can actually do it, because I do, of course, love to see my close games. That's a spy. That's a spy. And he didn't get the stab. Oh, no. So I was kind of hoping for a kill on maybe Cammy or the Heavy, just something to slow down this push, but it looks like with 75% Uber and S-Dog only with 42%, Spectre now getting another nice headshot on Turbo. This could be a very successful push for the wet puppy kisses. And they are pushing upper. It seems to be a very popular thing to do. Pushing upper. Spectre gets taken down, but now the Uber's in, and already they're on top of that red medic, pushing a whole bunch of people away from the point. There's a couple of sticky bombs going down on it now. They should probably take down that demo if they can. They're actually losing the deathmatch fight furiously here. And can they get enough people on the point? No. They can't. Because there are red people on the point, and that will block it. Red man goes down. Spectre's the only one left alive. Is he going to go for a back cut?
The control point is being
captured. Oh my gosh, he's going to do it. Nope! Darn it. Well, we all thought he might, but that could end up being the end of the game here, or at least the end of the half. 1 minute left to go. The Uber is now popped for S-Dog, and just as the Uber flashes away from Pussy Cocaine, sticky bombs go off. Destroy him. So now we've got blue team ready to push into last once again, not even pushing with an Uber because they know that there's not enough time to do that. They are just getting in here and dealing as much damage as possible. Spy on the point already, Scout there as well, and they're going to cap it. That is 1-2 with the rest of the time in this half. 40 seconds, pretty much just being dead time. So we're going to watch somebody random here that we haven't watched yet. Watch Redman with his, I mean, it's of course, you got to have a Bill's hat. Why not? It looks like somebody you'd expect to find at the Alamo, except with a robot hand. and kind of modern overalls. I guess you wouldn't really see the modern overalls at the Alamo, but I mean, just the general look of the shotgun and the hat is what I'm going for here. We're going to see a mini sentry get plopped down right over there. That's sort of a defensive location for his team. He'll sneak around back and try to find somebody to kill. In fact, he's found the sniper. Nice! Oh, didn't get the kill though, but he's at least put the pressure down, and Turbo he ran into the waiting arms of the heavy. So it is halftime now. There you go. We're going to go for the other half. So remember that they have switched teams, switched colors. I think they actually switched servers too, but the Tryhards are now in blue with 2 points to their name, and the Wet Puppy Kisses are in red with only 1. Piggy gets to mid probably quite a bit faster, but with a little bit less health. No! I was thinking because of the less health, he probably was just taking a faster route, but actually both demos got there at the same time, roughly. I think our red demo might have gotten there faster. And Pussy Cocaine down immediately. Wow, nice kill on Gonad the Barbarian as well, but whoa, look at the pipe there. Very good prediction pipe to know that the scout was going exactly in that direction. Meanwhile, yeah, the Tryharders are getting a bunch of nice kills here. A lot of them have to back away though. And S-Dog has 100% of something. It is a crit. They are critzing the heavy out here. You've gotten Redman and Giggs, and now Cammy as well. Not sure if they had an Uber right there or if they were just very close, but regardless, that is not a good position to be in when you're a heavy. Or I'm sorry, when you're a medic. Taking a crits heavy to the face. Because you end up, you know, dying. And dying, you can't do anything for your team. So the Tryhards take mid with a very nicely timed crits, and they are pushing on a second already. They don't have any sort of a crits ready yet, but it will be ready kind of soon. It's one of the benefits there is that you can just keep critzing them before they will ever get an Uber up. And Cammy is in a position where he is going to die very quickly if he's not careful. I'm assuming it's a he anyway. You never know. Tryhards, though, probably going to want to push in fairly soon. They are kind of waiting for the Uber, and I think they're going to probably pop it on Captain Mop again. Yes, they are. He's getting in here right away. Goes for the enemy heavy first. Spots a couple other players here. He's doing some good damage. Oh, no, he's actually wasting a lot of time trying to kill the mini sentry. And now there's a scout in on S-Dog. So there you go. He loses all of his ammunition. Did not actually get a lot of kills. And now look at all the damage coming in here from Giggs and Madoff. Wow. So a back cap attempt from the scout there does not matter, as now the Wet Puppy Kisses are on the warpath. They have an Uber. They are pushing forward. And even though they lost a lot of players, they might be able to, well, no, never mind. They just lost their heavy. So I was going to say they might be able to push forward, and then a nice kill by Hobo Ninja. Sort of tamps down on that push right there. S-Dog asking for a pause. Hobo Ninja, oh man. That is a nice thing to see when you're paused. He's actually not dropped right away. There you go, gets the demo. Goes for the medic. Can't quite get that one, though. Too bad. He wanted to get a medic drop there. As it is, Cammy's going to push forward with an Uber on maybe the Soldier or the Pyro. Not the best Uber targets in Highlander, just because they won't be able to deal quite enough damage. And now, oh, Turbo's looking for the kill. Ah, the Uber is popped, so can't get that. With the Tryhards now pushing in here. Oh, nice kill! In fact, a double kill there from Rise of Monster, taking down Gonad and Turbo. And the Tryhards, once again, are going to probably lose the middle point. They do have a crits ready, though, and it sounds like they're pretty close. And, yep, there they are. This time around, Cammy actually got away. Wisely done there. So we'll back away through the house for a little while. Is there anybody to heal? No. So it's actually going to be an advantage, another Uber advantage to the Tryhards. So I thought the Puppy Kisses were going to get mid. I really did. Turns out, no. Hobo Ninja now getting around behind Spectre. Or trying to, but this is not where he wants to be when his smoke runs out. Luckily, nobody saw him there. And he gets set on fire, so not the best position to be in. Still gets the stab on the sniper, who apparently did not have his headset on and was not listening to the call out. Guys, there's a spy behind you. This is the same kind of guy who, like, after he gets killed by the spy, he's going to be like, oh, where was all my protection? And everyone's going to be like, dude, we already told you. So the crits is off right now. Once again, S-Dog actually forced there and gets taken down by Scoot, the soldier. Scoot's the soldier, guys. Just so you know, he's not the scout. That's actually a really nice nice pick there, as Cammy now is 100% Uber, and they are probably going to push fairly soon with it. They are, in fact, already on mid. A lot of the blue players are sort of waiting in the wings. Yeah, Heavy hanging out over here on the right flank. Is going to use the drop down, though, to get away. And the demo, meanwhile, is just laying stickies all over this door in case somebody walks through. And somebody did. Red man, we hardly knew ye. So now the wet puppy kisses. Let's see. Have they lost a round? No. Okay, so it is still 2-1. With the wet puppy kisses, probably able to push on to second soon. They've still got that Uber, but they don't hold yard yet, and that is a scary position to be in, especially if they don't know where the sticky traps are. Hobo Ninja goes down. Don't know exactly who he's apologizing to, but apparently it is very important that he makes the apology. Here comes the push. Actually, no Uber on this side, interestingly enough. I didn't see where the Uber was, but it apparently wrapped around over on the left. And now this Heavy is deciding to let a Pyro run right at him. He gets taken down by Crazy Erica, but meanwhile Crazy Erica is down to him as well, so I guess they both decided to trade kills there. It's not a terrible trade for either team. Cammy taken down by Pussy Cocaine, and the Tryhards are now hanging out in their second point with the potential to push towards mid, especially because they've got that crit screen running already, and they are going to have an advantage with it once again. They just need to be more aggressive with its usage, and so far I think they've been that way most of this half. As soon as they have the crits almost, they push in with that Heavy and start dealing some damage. So the Wet Puppy Kisses need to respond to that by being just a bit more conservative when they know their opponents have crits, which means they need to count. They need to count those Ubers, be ready for them. So especially right now, Cammy's got to know, okay, we are at a severe disadvantage, and Cammy is in fact hanging pretty far back, ready to drop back out for the choke point as soon as the crits comes in, so very good. Good decision making there. The crits is going to go off soon, but they haven't actually spotted the medic. Where is Erica right now? Or, I'm sorry, Cammy, not Erica. Don't really know. But this crit's not really getting a lot of kills right now. There are a few, actually, but a lot of them have been taken down by not the crits, by other stuff that is happening around the crits. Pre-gamer is being chased down by an engineer, and that's not going to work. So the Tryhards getting back on mid once again. They've taken down almost everyone except for Cannibal, who's probably going to try and play spoiler here, but you know, when you try to do that against this many players, it doesn't work very well. He hasn't found the spy. And the spy is, I mean, for sure the spy has to have called out that he's here, but apparently he hasn't. So Cannibal's going to come in and try to get a kill for free, which I think he'll probably be able to do. Oh, maybe not! Nice work by the Pyro. Crazy Erica takes down Cannibal. And so the Wet Puppy Kisses are now backed up to their second point, losing a couple players, including their Heavy as well. Probably need to back away to last. Somebody pointing out, by the way, from my stream chat, there was a Bushwhacker kill on the medic, and I missed it. My apologies, I can't spot everything. Nice kill by Hobo Ninja, though. Nice double kill by Hobo Ninja, taking down two of the splash damage classes. And the crits went off. Didn't really do anything once again. It could have actually killed the demo and the soldier there if the spy had gotten to him already. But S-Dog is down, and so Cammy's going to have an Uber once again for last. I mean, it's not bad. You got your defense there, but we'll see whether the Tryhards actually come back with a regular Uber, which I'm kind of hoping they do, because it's worked well for them when they've gotten their last two captures on last. They bring in the regular Uber instead of that Kritzkrieg. But, you know, I know S-Dog. And I gotta say, he will surprise me if... Oh, well, he has surprised me. He's going to get a medigun. Meanwhile, though, here comes an Uber from the red team. They are not giving Wet Puppy Kisses anymore. They are instead giving out Death. Which, by the way, I gotta say, if I had to have a choice, I'd probably choose the Puppy Kisses. In fact, there are some puppies in my life right now. My parents, their dogs have had puppies, so that's pretty cool. Meanwhile, there is a back cap attempt on last. Not really going to work too well as the scout gets taken down right away from Tryhards. But they've got a nice Uber advantage because they kept their medic alive through that little mini push by the puppies. And so they are going to pop in with an Uber fairly soon. This time around, Cammy is hanging out behind this cover over on the left-hand side. So no longer in the garage. And where is the Uber going to come from is the only question. Whoosh, we don't know yet. Looks like it is actually upstairs. With the scout coming in and spotting that. This time they know where the medic is, but he's not in the garage, so this push may not work as well for them. Cammy doesn't have an Uber yet, so this is actually really scary, but is able to stay alive for a while. Medic kind of behind this little area, but that's not going to work very well. He's going to have to retreat, and a lot of the players from the blue team dead. Meanwhile, there is a capture attempt going down on second. Rise of Monster looks like he wanted to get a flare shot off on that medic, but couldn't do it. Meanwhile, the Tryhards are still hanging out in here, probably a little bit too far forward, as the medic is going to get saved by the pyro. But very, very low health. 9 health there right now on the medic. Just now picks up that sandwich, which is still OP, by the way. The Wet Puppy Kiss is going to try and ply their trade once again over here on the left-hand side. As Cammy actually decides to back away from that. They've decided they didn't like that push, that route all that well. So I don't know what's going on, man. People keep messaging me, and I'm just like, I don't have enough mental bandwidth to read messages and think about what I have to do for those messages and cast at the same time. So I should probably not worry about people messaging me right now. That's my point. The push is going to come in once again from the Tryhards. Do they have an Uber? Yes, of course they do. Of course they do. And there you go, that invincible Iron Man heavy. Going to try and destroy everything in his path. So far, Cammy actually has gotten away once again, and so they are going to have to try and stop somebody from... I thought maybe they thought... Yeah, they thought they saw a spy. Didn't actually see a spy, but they are going to come in through this door pretty soon and go for some kills, which they should be able to get. There you go, the engineer down. The soldier, very low health. He's down as well. The medic going to be able to back away. Pyro taking a lot of hits, though, and he goes down. So that's 4 players lost for the Tryhards right now with a pretty solid push put together. Oh, what's the heavy doing? They tried to push in without an Uber, and they didn't have any players together. Now the spy is going for some ambassador headshots, takes down the demo man, going for the shots on the medic as well, and S-Dog is taking it out. Oh, man, those headshots are insane from the ambassador. I still don't understand how people do it. I just don't get it. But the most tryhard pre-gamer, who apparently got an award for being just that, has somehow managed to get a couple nice, really, really nice kills. There's a back cap going on, though, on second, and it's going to be successful. Our scout is going to run to the last, and there is a soldier waiting for him. So this is the ultimate deathmatch battle. Oh, there's a soldier and a scout. Never mind, you're dead. So Tryhards lose their scouts, but at the very least, what that did for them was hold off the push for a little while longer. Meanwhile, they've lost other players, though, so does it even matter? Probably not. As S-Dog, I mean, he got away with a little bit of health there, but could be taken down anytime. Here comes a demo man already pushing in. He gets taken down, but there goes S-Dog. Spectre with the headshots. And this heavy's doing some work. Captain Mop gotten a couple kills so far. Is he going to get away? No. But, oh, look at this. Pyro versus Pyro in here. The sniper is down, and it sounds like, yep, that was going to be a headshot on the heavy gigs. So the Tryhards are making a valiant play to defend this. Can they get the medic? Yes, they can. Cammy's down from Woof Woof Dare, and the Wet Puppy Kisses are losing a lot of players now in this attack. So it looks like their attacks onto mid is really where they need to work, because they've got good defense on last. They've got a solid second point plan. It's this mid point that's giving them such problems, and Hobo Ninja is not going to get away from that. So the Tryhards are in an okay position to push right now. They've got a little tiny bit of an Uber advantage, which is continuing to build as Cammy does not heal anybody on last. And Piggy could be jumping in fairly soon. Does spot a scout there, not going to be able to deal any damage, but didn't take any either, surprisingly enough. So the Tryhards slow playing it a little bit here. They could have taken yard. Actually, there was like nobody in yard. There you go. Woof Woof Dare is now destroyed by Spectre. Spots that spy out as well, but he could have been disguised. I have no idea. I'm not even paying attention. There you go. Turbo Heat is down. Spectre going for some really aggressive sniper play there. Decides to back away from that finally. And it's still kind of stalematy. So I gotta tell you, Panda Express is pretty tasty. Anyway, that was a nice little push in there by Spectre, though. And I do think that we're going to see potentially one of these teams or the other get aggressive pretty soon. We'll see Cocaine on the left-hand side right now. Does die. And where is Blue? They've got an Uber, but they're not pushing because they lost a couple players. It's actually a good decision to just try and hold back till they've got their players ready to go. But the problem is, now there's going to be an Uber from the red team pushing in on top of them. What the red team wants to do is force the Uber from their enemies first, and they have. Going to be just about even on both of these. Both these heavies just kind of like shooting at each other for no particular reason. And S-Dog is running away, but it's going to be too late. Maybe. No, it's not actually. Oh, yeah, it is. Nice pills by Madoff. So, he may have caused an international scandal with his Ponzi scheme, but Madoff is apparently very good at playing TF2 as a demo man. Nice stab there. Hobo Ninja taking down the red medic, and so at the very least it's going to prevent them from getting a huge Uber advantage.
The control point is being contested.
But the Tryhards have lost mid, and now they are in trouble. Because mid seems to be the hardest point on the map for the Wet Puppy Kisses to really deal with. Now they've dealt with that. They can actually... Oh, I think Madoff heard that little decloak sound. Is it up here? I don't know. Actually, Hobo's down right now, so it doesn't even matter. But, yeah, I do think that we'll see the Puppies probably get into second point. They've got Pre-Gamer... Oh, I thought he was going in. He's actually going out of that point right now. What's he doing? Apparently he's dying. That's what he's doing. What? Are you kidding me? Apparently he like, for just a second, he actually convinced them with the disguise, but I have no idea what he was really going for there. Because, yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's just not going to work. Tryhards do have 100% crits, and they aren't being aggressive with it, which isn't really how you play a crits most of the time. Maybe they think their opponents have an Uber, but that's not true. Okay, there you go. They are being aggressive now, and they have taken down Spectre. Wow, taking down a lot of players, including the medic. But they've lost their own medic, so S-Dog isn't going to have much of an advantage there. If he keeps the crits, he'll have a little bit. But now Madoff is just trying to hold down a flank by himself. Letting the Heavy come in to help him out, but there actually is a sniper watching, so Heavy can't really do a lot of good there. And that means that the way might end up being clear, more or less clear, for the Tryhards to try and push in. And yet they've taken a lot of damage, so they really don't want to. Redman, wrangling that mini-sentry, which is such a dick move. That's all I have to say about that. It's like it has the health of a regular sentry when you do that. Plus it can fire farther and faster than a mini-sentry would. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I hate the Wrangler. That's my position on that. And if I'm elected President of the United States in 2012, the first thing I will do fly out to Seattle and talk to Gabe Newell. I'm going to say, Gabe, look, I understand you've got a lot going on right now. You know, your company's making money hand over fist, and you have limited developer time. I understand that. But how long would it take to just honestly take the Wrangler out of the game? And then I would try my very best to convince him that it should be done, mostly involving, you know, sending Secret Service people to watch his house day and night until it happened. Anyway, abuses of power aside, it does seem like the Tryhards are pushing onto the middle point once again. And what a sick reflect air shot from Crazy Erica. So this back cap on mid is going to work for them unless the Uber actually pushes there, and it's not. They do just barely hold on to it for now with a Pyro. And the Uber is still going on. S-Dog doesn't have anything near an Uber for himself yet. This is actually getting to be a pretty intense game here, with still 0-0 in the second half, so it is 2-1 overall for the Tryhards. They've lost 3 players so far, 75% crits. They are probably going to pop it on the demo Piggy as soon as they get it. 12 minutes and 14 seconds left, so I need to pace myself here. My voice is just going to be destroyed. And here it goes. They could get a couple kills here, but oh, the Sticky's just barely missing their targets. They take down Gigs, but they've lost Piggy and S-Dog, and now Cammy's going to have a huge Uber advantage to push through onto second. They are probably going to get this. Nice pills, too, doing a lot of damage that is basically unrecoverable as the medic is down, so the Tryharders are going to have to back off to use as much cover as they possibly can. And this is a tough push, especially pushing from the low ground like this through a very narrow choke point. Pushing into second point is tough. Wet Puppy Kisses are going to try to do it, but they actually are going to have an Uber pretty soon. They could just use that. Scoot ends up going down. Not really what you want to do. And they are now going to push in through the upper right once again. I think this is what they did last time. Are you joking? Nobody had any idea that was happening. I like it. I like it. So, Pain Train out right now for Madoff. It's not working too well, but a lot of kills over on the side. The Ubered demo didn't get kills himself, and that's never good. Wet Puppy Kiss is actually losing too many players here to really continue their aggression, especially because Gonad the Barbarian has a Wrangled Mini-Sentry and is using it quite effectively to spam out this right side door and make sure nothing gets in there. Meanwhile, S-Dog's got the crits popped, and he's popping it now on the Heavy. Can they get any kills here out of this, though? So far, the answer is no. Oh, they finally destroyed Cannibal there. And there goes Redman. For some reason, he decided to walk right up to S-Dog and the Heavy. Oh, maybe they realized that S-Dog was lit. That's an important point. If your team calls out, hey, this guy's lit, then what do? You go in and try to take him down, especially if it's a medic. But it didn't really work out too well. And I'm interested to know whether S-Dog is running the Vitasaw, because he usually does that. I think he is. No, he's not. Okay, went above 140. If he had 140 health max, then he would have been using Vitasaw, but apparently he is probably using the Ubersaw. And now, our red team is trying once again for a back cap. Who's going to go back for this? The soldier, maybe? Was that a spy going for the cap? I have no idea. Meanwhile, here comes the Uber, though. Maybe that was just to take a little bit of attention off the choke point. As, wow, look at that flank right there. Pyro coming in, dealing some good damage, but now this Heavy is probably done for. Oh, he did help take down the enemy Heavy, though, as the crits was probably flashed at quite the wrong time to that demo man. Okay, well, there you go. The Tryhards actually losing this point here. Piggy's going to try and knock down the Wet Puppy Kisses medic. But he himself is going to die to a nice bombing soldier. And look who just tied the game up. The scout with the hot dog on his head. I love shoutcasting a game where I get to say stuff like that. It's just great. It's great. So Cannibal, by the way, being a pretty big MVP right now, managing to win that round without a last push, really just backcapping, and that is always a beautiful thing to do if you can take a point like that away from your opponents. It is now tied 2-2 with Cannibal coming in, and got to be careful going up against this demo, but so far he's putting so much damage down. Piggy does end up dying, and now Cannibal has found the engineer up in this room. Probably can't take him down, though. Uses the drop down. Meanwhile, there is still fighting going on at mid. A wrangled mini-sentry over here, which probably isn't going to last too long, as there should be somebody coming in for a flank. No, there's not. There's actually the rest of the Tryhard team, who are probably going to pop their crits pretty soon. A little bit early, forced by that soldier. But here it goes. Can they get any hits with this? Not really. So it is over now. They've still lost like 5 players. And there's a back cap going on once again. A huge back cap this time with a medic, spy, demo, and scout. This is going to be a round. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is... Oh, maybe... Nope. Okay, yeah, definitely a round. So the Wet Puppy Kisses coming back with 2 caps in like 2 minutes. Crazy! Absolutely crazy. I didn't even see that coming myself. It looks like they just decided to completely bypass the enemy team. Going for the back caps for the win. I like it. I like it a lot. So now Madoff is going to make his typical rollout. He's got a nice fast rollout here on follower, and I like that little bounce that he took. It's always fun when you can get one of those. I don't even know how quite to get it, but you can definitely do it. He's laying down some sticks over here at the choke point again, and look at how slow the demo man is for our blue team. Not practicing his rollouts. Some good damage coming in already. The scout is down, and this is looking like a demoralized blue team here. They are suddenly losing in the points, and they've got their engineer here with a wrangled sentry kind of shooting at the train for no reason. But the rest of the red team is in and have taken the point. The Wet Puppy Kisses have turned it on here in the last 7.5 minutes. And they might end up getting even another point. If they can, they would seal the game. Pretty much there's no way for their opponents to end up retying it and bringing it to like a golden cap or whatever it is. Now, one important thing to note about UGC, which is the league we're looking at right now. Oh, a good stab there on Captain Mott, by the way. But one important thing to note about UGC is that in the league standings this season, they are going by number of rounds won. So even if you lose a match, you can still, beat some of the other people who lost that match if you have more rounds won than they do. Right now it is 2-3, so it's actually going to be 2-4. And my camera's wonky, but there you go. Very, very quick push, and in 5 minutes, that's like 3 points. And there you go. Even Pussy Cocaine now calling what I just called GG, because it's what, like 6.5 minutes? Yeah, considering one of the teams just managed to take, 3 points in like 5 minutes, it's totally possible for the Tryhards to come right back and win this. The whip is out for Scoot. Trying to get the rest of his team up here as fast as possible. And let's see which demo man got here first. It probably is once again Madoff. Yes, it is. And this is not a fun position to be in as the demo man when you're slower. There's a scout on you, there's a demo, and you've got the low ground, but he did manage to hold on to his life for a little bit there. Redman now using that wrangled mini-sentry trick as well, and they already are capping the point, which means that any people who die are going to get that nice forward spawn. They're going to have good reinforcement times. And lots of tryharders dying furiously. Hobo Ninja was looking like maybe he wanted to go for a backstab right then and decided it wasn't really worth it. Gotta find the rest of the red team though, and there you go. He's decided now that he can sneak in. Now remember that the engineer is not a 100% speed class, so being disguised as an engineer means he's moving slightly slower than he would just as a spy, I think. But now, a big Uber advantage for the wet puppy kisses. Can he stop it? Apparently. I wish I could spy like that. But S-Dog ran the crits on defense, which is really, he may have just been going for that just so they could get an Uber ready. But that spy play just saved them the point right there. And do remember that the crit streak, I mean, they're going to have to be aggressive right now. So they kind of lucked out, as it was, with that spy pick. Because if they had not had the spy pick, they would not have had any sort of Uber in time. And look at the kills coming in from Madoff. Pretty nice pipes there, I gotta say. Much better than my pipes. Our red team holding on to the second point. There is a spy, but he got caught out there decloaking. He is still alive, but I mean, everybody knows to watch out for him now. Spectre's in. He sees S-Dog. He knows there's going to be a crits coming in fairly soon. Let's see who he's going to pop this on. Let me find S-Dog. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Indeed. So he's not actually popping it, which, there you go, they've decided now it's time to bring in the heavy weapons guy who takes down Scoot and Giggs, so no heavy right now for the red team. They're going to try and capture this. Cammy has 91%, but my feeling on this is that if, well, okay, they can't stop it right now, but if they can even come in and just get a couple kills with an Uber, they could just make sure that there is no way the Tryhards can win this. And now look at how many players are dying from the Tryhards. Only 3 left. Medic healing a spy just to get his Uber up a little bit, and it's not going to be enough. Wet Puppy Kisses should push right now, and they're doing exactly that. Calling out, look, everybody's dead, just go, get on the point. A couple of respawns there from the Tryhards, and it's not going to matter. That's going to be GG. 5-2. Yeah, I honestly did not expect it to turn out that way after seeing the first half, but man, a couple of really quick points in succession, turning it around for those Wet Puppy Kisses. So cute. But hey, come check me out over on youtube.com/fatmop. We may end up seeing me get a partnership pretty soon, which would be hella tight, super sweet. I could finally start actually making money from videos that I produce, and I'd be like, huh, this is weird, I'm getting like 2 cents a month, nice. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.